As Pulsar marks 25 years, Bajaj Auto is looking at a market where there are young riders, premium motorcycles, and digital media. So today we speak to Sumeet Narang, President Marketing at Bajaj Auto, to know about Pulsar's marketing journey, its media strategy, and what it has in plans. Hello and welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
How are you feeling with the new launch of Pulsar?
Well, fantastic. It's been a busy period for us. We launched out the all new N160 earlier this month, and today we are launching the new 150 and the 125. So certainly, it's a very exciting time.
Yes, we saw the sales graph also, like over the years, how much it has grown. So in 25 years from when it was launched to now, along with the product specifications, what would you say how much Pulsar's brand identity has changed or evolved?
Well, I would say that's one thing we have really kept consistent. So the purpose for Pulsar to exist when it was launched in 2001 was all about to give Indian riders an exciting, thrilling motorcycle to ride, and something that feels quite meaningful when they are riding. And that's what led to the birth of Pulsar in 2001. And we have kept that DNA really consistent right throughout, whether in the form function or in terms of its performance. So every Pulsar would be all about thrill, all about that adrenaline rush. It'll be all about great power. It would also be marked with a form factor that's very muscular, with a very strong tank silhouette, uh, and it's got a certain grunt, which is what again defines what a Pulsar is all about, and that has stayed consistent. And therefore, when we call it definitely daring, it's something which is true, which cuts across all our Pulsars, right from a 125 to a 400.
Yeah, we saw some of the ads that you displayed. It seems like Pulsar has made quite a few memorable campaigns. So in today's era, where there are so many brands, so many campaigns, what justifies a success of a campaign for you? Apart from sales and matrix, what is like a successful campaign for you?
Well, when we look at any campaign today, certainly I would look for some impact in the business, at least over a quarter. The second thing would be on some of the brand parameters. The third would definitely be in terms of interest. Today, as you're aware, catching the attention and interest of consumers is one of the biggest challenge, and that gets demonstrated through the way they would search for your brand, the way they would visit your website, or the way they might visit your showrooms. So, an increased interest is would be the bare minimum I would expect any campaign to definitely offer. And over a long period of time, certainly as you keep maintaining the same position, I would look at good campaigns adding together and strengthening us on the image attributes that are critical for the brand.
Okay. We live in an era where every brand is trying to position themselves as gender neutral, but Pulsar has a very muscular image to itself. So, how would you say that you are appealing to female riders?
I've been told that many female riders, they love to ride the Pulsar. So I would not mix between what might be a creative articulation and who you are really targeting. I think the brand is completely gender neutral. We've got a lot of women Pulsar riders, with us, and it continues to be like that. It's an expression, and it was an expression when we had launched the brand in 2001 as definitely male. But the brand has never really had a gender bias. But over the time, with changing times, we have evolved it, as would be expected. But I'm very happy and proud that right through its journey as a motorcycle, I think the brand has been always gender neutral and very respectful of and very inclusive across all genders.
Right. So, like I said, there are a lot of competitors in the market today. There's Royal Enfield, TVS, Hero, Yamaha, all of that. How much do you think in today's era the battle is being fought through brand and advertisement along with product specifications?
Well, I would say in my limited understanding in the world of automobiles, you really cannot segregate product and brand when it comes to the success of a new offering. They are more interdependent on each other than what I would have seen in any other category that I would have worked on in the past or what I observed. So you can build a great brand, but if the product doesn't back up, you will generate very good interest amongst consumers. But when they come face to face with the product at that moment of reckoning, when they have to decide what to buy, you would lose out completely. And those products have invariably had a very, very short life cycle.
Yeah, I believe that along with the existing consumers, Pulsar is also appealing to the younger consumers or new age buyers. So today's new age buyers are mostly digital. They are online. They focus on short form videos. They get to know about a vehicle or a product through digital, and digital comprises of majority of advertisements for a lot of brands. So how would you say your media mix is like, and what channels are you preferring, and what are giving you the strongest returns?
Um our media mix pretty much chases where consumers are.
Mhm.
So, depending on the kind of campaign,
Mhm.
we would use a mix of all popular mass media, whether it's TV, it's digital, print, outdoors, and at times we would sprinkle it with things like cinema, OTT. Along with that, influencers is a very big part of our message dissemination. There's always a challenge, like I mentioned, of getting customer interest and attention, and that's where you have to use a mix not only to reach people, but also to be available to them at moments when they are most receptive to your message. So digital remains a very, very important part of Pulsar's marketing mix.
Right. So, in the 25 years that Pulsar has been in the market, what would you say was your biggest challenge to achieving growth or evolving the vehicle? Or and what is the one thing that you are looking at to improve in future?
See, when it comes to the product or the brand, uh, and that too for something that's as iconic as a Pulsar. To put into perspective, when Pulsar was launched in 2001, it in a way created the entire sports motorcycling segment in India. So for a brand that is so legendary and iconic, uh, keeping up with the times, changing and evolving while not moving away from the core is always a very tight balance that I think we've managed to travel extremely well as a brand and as a company. uh, Whether it is the product, I think we have upgraded our products. You can see the range of pulsars right from the first 2001, the latest one displayed over here. And you would find it's evolved significantly over these 25 years, but still it's a part of the same family. So some of the key design lines and performance DNA we have kept consistent. Uh, at the same time, from a brand point of view, I think this brand always stood for that adrenaline rush, and that remains as relevant even today to today's youth as it was earlier. Even more, I would say today, like as people are dumb scrolling so much longer than what they would have done earlier, and people find this whole thrill of pushing the throttle and going outdoors to be really rejuvenating. So we've had to evolve the brand, but stayed within the core codes of the Pulse's DNA of thrill and adrenaline rush.
Yes. So, your campaign, like the initiative you have, My Pulsar Story, it integrates consumers within the campaign. Is that a new strategy that you are looking at? Like, rather than building a campaign around consumers, you are.
So when we clocked 25 years right now with Pulsar, I think the customary expectation might have been big full page ads and hoardings and announcing 25 years and a special edition. But very often we realize that these become very inward looking campaigns, because then what is in it for the customer? So we said, let's start thinking it from the customer onwards rather than creating our big campaign on 25 years. For a brand like Pulsar, we firmly believe that it belongs as much to our consumers as it belongs to us. People have had Pulsar stories, and which we have learned as we talk to them. There is a whole generation of bikers who had their first taste of spirited riding on a Pulsar. In that case, we said, my Pulsar story seems to be a very powerful platform to hear it from the customers what Pulsar means to them and what has been Pulsar over the last 25 years. So we have rolled out this campaign to mark our 25 years, and rather than it being a manufacturer speak, we've really taken we've taken the route of bringing out our customer voices. It's been a social media campaign, and I think maybe one of the first campaigns across many other brands in India, where it's not only an India campaign, we rolled out globally. and we are getting stories not only from Indian consumers but from all over the world. I think I'm told we've got more than about 3,000 stories already, and it's really proliferating the entire social media space. We're like absolutely overwhelmed with the kind of love and passion people are displaying for the brand.
Right. So we saw that Pulsar's new campaign and everything, and the new launch. Which other vehicles or which other categories is Bajaj Auto looking at next?
We always have a busy calendar because we operate across different business units,
Mhm.
be it motorcycles, be it three wheelers, our electric or our premium bikes like Triumph or KTM. So it's a busy calendar, and I think there is always a reveal moment,
Mhm.
which as a marketing person, I would always rate the highest. So I would love to invite you and share with you when the time is right and reveal, what we have up our sleeves next. But yes, I can say that we are still not done even on Pulsar,
Mhm.
and there will be new news coming up even in the coming weeks.
Okay. Okay, so that sounds great. It seems like you have a lot coming up. So congratulations, and we can't wait to see what you have in the bag.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.